All right, so new show alert, and this one's got everyone talking. La Máquina, this boxing drama on Hulu. But here's the real hook. Gael García Bernal and Diego Luna back together.
Back together. Can you believe it's been, what, over 2 decades since Y tu mamá también?
Talk about a reunion. Honestly, that alone had me ready to dive in, but then there's, well, let's just say Diego Luna's look for this one is something else.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like he went full method acting but for the aging party boy role. That tan, is that filler, and those clothes. Wild.
It's a choice, right? I mean, you don't just accidentally stumble onto a set looking like that. It's got to be intentional.
Oh, totally intentional. And honestly, kind of genius when you think about it. This character, Andy, he's all about keeping up appearances in this world of, boxing shady deals, that whole scene.
So we're talking more than just a visual transformation here. This is about getting into the character's headspace, how he moves through the world.
Exactly. Think about it on the surface, kind of sleazy, right?
Right.
But then you catch those Luna eyes, that intensity he's known for, still there underneath. Like, don't be fooled by the facade.
Which makes you wonder, what's he hiding? And how does that play into his relationship with, the whole boxing storyline?
Okay, so the boxing. Bernal's character, Esteban, they call him La Máquina, which means the machine. He's the aging boxer. Past his prime, definitely showing the wear and tear.
And naturally, Luna's character, Andy, he's the manager, right? Trying to keep Esteban's career afloat.
More like trying to squeeze out one last big win, which, knowing Andy, probably means bending the rules a little or a lot.
Okay, so we've got the setup, 2 friends, the allure of one last shot at glory, and a whole lot of moral ambiguity already bubbling under the surface. I am here for it. Tell me more.
Well, it's not exactly a clean comeback story, let me tell you that. Remember all that talk about Andy's morally flexible methods?
Oh, I do. It's like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Or in this case, maybe a rigged boxing match.
Bingo. Turns out, some of Esteban's past wins, let's just say Andy made sure those went their way. And who helped him make it happen? Let's just say, not exactly upstanding citizens, more like the kind of guys who don't forget a favor. And they are definitely calling in those favors now.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. The stakes just got real. So they're stuck between a rock and, well, a whole crew of loan sharks with very little patience, I imagine.
Exactly. Esteban's stuck with this pressure to throw the fight, knowing if he doesn't, it's not just his career on the line anymore. But here's the thing. It's not like Esteban's in top form to be dealing with this anyway. I mean, the guy's pushing his limits, physically and mentally.
Which, honestly, that's a whole other layer to this whole thing, isn't it? I mean, forget the crime drama for a second. Esteban's struggle, the aging athlete, the pressure to perform even when your body's screaming at you to stop, that's something a lot of people can relate to.
Oh, absolutely. And La Máquina does not shy away from showing that. Like, they don't sugarcoat the toll this life takes. Esteban, he's got these hallucinations, memory lapses. They really make you question how much is he willing to risk for this one last fight.
And that's where Bernal's performance really shines, from what I hear. They say even though he doesn't look like a typical boxer, he just embodies that struggle, that internal fight. Makes you wonder, right, how much of Bernal's own experience plays into that. I mean, he and Luna, they've been in the spotlight since, what, teenagers?
Totally. They're like forever linked to Y tu mamá también. And now here they are, years later, tackling these pretty dark and complex characters. It's got to be a trip for them, both personally and professionally.
Okay, but before we go too far down that rabbit hole, I got to ask, what about the overall feel of the show? Like, we talked visuals, we talked acting, but is the writing, is the direction as gripping as it sounds? It's funny you should mention that because actually the director, Gabriel Ripstein, critics are saying he's going for a very deliberate look with this one.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, they keep talking about these long, continuous shots, like almost no cuts. So you're watching these scenes, especially the boxing matches, and it's like you're right there in the moment.
Oh, wow. I can see why they're calling it out. Must be intense.
Super intense, apparently, and I think that's the point, right? We're talking about a show that's grappling with some heavy stuff. Aging, ambition, the cost of chasing your dreams, these long takes, they kind of pull you in, make you experience those emotions along with the characters.
Yeah, it's one thing to, hear about a boxing match, right?
Yeah.
But to actually feel like you're ringside, watching these guys go blow for blow, that's going to hit different.
Totally. And from what I'm hearing, Ripstein's using those visuals to tell a story that goes beyond the dialogue. It's like he's saying, this world, this life, it's messy, it's chaotic, and you're not getting off easy just watching it from a distance.
Interesting. So it's not just about the punches. It's about what's going on behind those punches. The
Yeah.
mental game, the toll it takes.
Exactly. And honestly, that's what has me hooked. La Máquina, it's not just your average boxing drama. It's this whole exploration of friendship, loyalty, the choices we make when we're backed into a corner, which, speaking of corners, any word on how it all ends? Do Esteban and Andy find a way out of this mess?
Ugh, I wish I knew. The
Yeah.
critics, they've only seen a few episodes, so that's kind of where they leave it. Big question mark.
Ugh, talk about a cliffhanger. But hey, even without knowing all the answers, I gotta say, this whole deep dive, it's definitely got me intrigued.
Same here.
It's like, who knew a show about an aging boxer could be so, I don't know, thought-provoking? And with Luna and Bernal back together, that just adds that whole other layer, doesn't it? Like, we get to see these incredible actors we've watched for years, but now they're tackling these raw, complex characters. It's exciting.
Totally. It's like they're not just revisiting their past, they're pushing boundaries, taking risks, and that energy, that passion, it definitely comes through.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, folks, there you have it. La Máquina, a show that's about so much more than just boxing. It's about friendship, ambition, and the fight for your dreams, even when the odds are stacked against you. So if you're looking for your next binge-worthy obsession, this might just be it.
That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and most importantly, keep watching.